On the first run of the game, Tyler Smith pulled out on this crack toss, and Tony Pollard ran it for 14 yards behind the rookie left tackle. Today we're going to break down the tape of Tyler Smith, and we're going to break down some tape of Jason Peters, because Peters played, and he looked really good. Let's jump right into it. Now, of course, if this is the first time you're on this channel, do understand we do positive plays as well as negative plays in our film study. In this play, Tyler Smith is going to go one-on-one. This is a true pass set against number 51. And he's going to lose this rep. Now, the quarterback does not get hit. He actually gets the ball out, as you guys are going to see. But he does lose the rep. The defensive end does get to the end. And truth be told, I think this was a hold. It obviously was not called. Pass ball's incomplete, not a major deal. I do want to break it down because I think it is important to really understand exactly what happened on this play. As you guys see, number 20 steps up into the box here. That means Tyler Smith has to now at least be aware that number 20 may come. So he may not be able to get as vertical as he may want to because of the threat that number 20 could potentially come through this gap. So that threat alone is going to slow down Tyler Smith. So as the ball gets snapped, 20 drops off. Smith is in a one-on-one situation with number 51. 51 gets the left hand, and he's going to chop down with that right hand. And he's going to effectively be able to knock down Tyler Smith's left arm. Doing that, he's able to get to the corner here, and Tyler Smith's in a bad spot because of the punch by the defensive end. Ultimately, the defensive end gets the edge, and Tyler Smith gets caught in a bad spot. Now, what Tyler Smith has to do in these type of plays, this is something he's learning, is he has to learn to punch with independent hands. Instead of trying to get both hands on the defensive end, throw a left hand first, or a right hand. Right, use independent hands, because if a defensive end throws his counter to your left punch, he knocks your left punch down, you still have your right hand to counter back. In this instance, he gets in a bad spot. I think that should have been a hold. Keep in mind, this is 3rd and 8, incomplete pass, so it really doesn't matter regardless. Let's still go ahead and get to the next rep. Alrighty guys, jumping forward on the ensuing drive, left guard Jason Peters has now come in, and what happens on the first play Peters comes in? He does a great job on a reach block. Fantastic job sealing off, and Tony Pollard hits it for 46 yards. Let's break this play down, because only a Hall of Fame player is good enough to do these type of things on his first play playing. Like, he doesn't even get phased. He doesn't panic. He knows exactly what he needs to do on this zone run to the left. He knows that Tyler Smith is going to block out, and he knows he simply needs to just reach and get to the inside here, which ultimately will allow the running back to cut it right through that lane. That is exactly what he does. He's going to reach to the linebacker. The linebacker goes inside, and he just seals it off. I mean, how beautiful of a job is that by Jason Peters to understand angles, understand sealing and reaching and hooking. That's such a nice job, and it's crazy because this is expected out of a guy like him, right? But even Tyler Smith does a great job getting to his guy and stretching him outwards to the left, right? One of the things of this play is if Tyler Smith does not stretch his guy, and let me give you guys an example. Smith and this defensive end make contact right there. If this defensive end stops Smith right where they're at right now, this play may not pop, because as this linebacker makes contact with Peters, there may not be enough of a lane here, and the running back may try to cut this back, and there may be a guy standing right there to stop that play. So the fact that Smith takes this guy and stretches him outwards opens up the gap, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about as we kind of start this play here. Smith starts taking his guy, and look at the movement he's creating. Ultimately, that movement is opening up that lane right there, and as you guys see it, Pollard hits it. Great job by both the left tackle and left guard. This right here may be the best left side in the NFL in terms of physicality and nastiness. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. Alrighty guys, jumping into the next play, do understand we only have 14 reps of Jason Peters playing left guard, so I do want to kind of take advantage of all the reps, in which he does at least show something positive. In this play, he's going to double down and get up to that linebacker. It's a nice job processing it and seeing that the linebacker is coming on a either delayed blitz or he's filling his gap. As Peters blocks down, generally speaking, linebackers will see a guy go this way and they will fill that gap either for a pulling guard or some sort of trap. So it's a good job by the linebacker, but it's an even better job by Peters to quickly process it and get to that guy and stop him. It's a nice job. Of course, this play doesn't hit for a massive gain. It is about 3.5 yards, so still a pretty nice job. Just wanted to point it out. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. Alright guys, I want you guys to watch Tyler Smith on this play and watch how he makes contact with Kayvon Thibodeau. I think this is something that he needs to continue to work on. Do keep in mind he will improve as he gets more experience. The way he makes contact, I think, is not the best way. And let me tell you guys exactly what I mean. First and foremost, great job getting vertical, great job getting out of his set. But as he winds up those arms, you're going to see that his arms are going to kind of catch Kayvon Thibodeau right there, right? They kind of come underneath up. So he's kind of catching Thibodeau. And for me, I want to see him punch. I want to see him use independent hands and really make contact with the guy, right? Not catch a guy, but make contact with the guy. And the reason why is because then when you try to anchor, it's easier to anchor. As Smith here is trying to anchor down, you guys can see that it's not able to anchor, and ultimately Thibodeau drives Smith back into the quarterback right there. That's not a great rep, but it is a learning rep. Just wanted to point it out. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. I want you guys to watch the way Peters is going to climb up to this linebacker, because it is kind of unique. You know, some guys may go directly at a guy and they may run into maybe the defensive lineman here. But Peters makes sure to avoid that guy, and he makes sure to get up to the inside of that linebacker. He knows where this play is going. He knows where he can put his body in order for him to win this rep. And I love the way he moves here. Right? He makes sure that right leg does not get caught on that defensive lineman. Right there, he gets up, and he takes the inside angle. And if this guy goes underneath, he knows the guy will never be able to make the play. It's an interesting move right there. Just want to point it out. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. If there is one thing Tyler Smith does at a top tier level, it is move out in space. The guy's quick, good footwork, he's physical, he's tough. Look at this, man. Puts one guy down, gets up to the second guy, gets to the third guy. That's a great freaking block right there. Let's break this play down a little bit. This play is a crack toss where you get a block down here, and basically Smith's going to get out in space. And as the play begins, Smith does a great job getting in space. He doesn't take the first guy here. He knows that the wide receiver is responsible for that. He gets out to get to the furthest guy, or the first guy that he sees, which is the safety, and he puts his ass down. That's such a great block right there. He continues it going. He sees the next threat. He gets up to that guy, and the third threat potentially, he seals that off. That's just a really nice job right there by Smith. This is what makes Tyler Smith such a unique prospect. For being in his third ever NFL game, the guy really moves well. It's a nice play. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. I want you guys to watch the hook block here on this defensive end by Tyler Smith. That hook right there is going to allow Ezekiel Elliott to hit the outside for 9 yards. Great job right there by Tyler Smith. And Zeke hits it for 9 yards. That's a really nice job. You know, these type of plays are the type of plays that you want to be able to run and pick up 9 yards, right? This is such a simple block, but yeah, it's so effective that Tyler Smith is able to just quickly hook a guy and they pick up 9 yards. I did want to point it out because it is a nice run to his side. Alrighty guys, earlier I said Tyler Smith took a defensive end and he stretched him out. And I said imagine if the defensive end hit Smith and stopped him in his tracks. There would be no space for the play to ultimately hit. I want you guys to watch the tight end here and watch as the tight end gets stopped in his tracks. And ultimately there's nowhere for the running back to go here. Tight end's going to get stopped. Again, this is a zone to the left, and because of that, there's nowhere for the running back to go. He ultimately tries to cut this, and he's going to get tackled for no gain. Now, I want you guys to think about the block from Jason Peters as well as Tyler Smith. Smith's going to do a good job double teaming and then getting up to the linebacker, and Peters is going to hook this guy. Ultimately, if this tight end here was able to take this guy and at least move him slightly over a little bit, a lane would have popped for the running back here solely based off the left tackle and left guard's double team block and their ability to reach and seal. There's the double. You're going to see Smith get up to the next level. In my opinion, if this tight end here was able to take this guy and stretch him, let's say somewhere out here, you would have had a wall here between the left guard and left tackle, and this play would have popped at least up to wherever this safety may be, or the first guy that makes contact with the running back. This is why being able to stretch a guy on these front side, inside zone plays is very important. Because when you don't get that movement, this is the result, right? There may not be a cutback lane because oftentimes a lot of the guys on the front side, even the back side, generally speaking, are reaching, right? And they're trying to get the seals. So there may not be the backside block. Ultimately, in this play, there wasn't. And I did want to just point that out because the play that I showed you guys just a little while ago was a great job by Tyler Smith to create that movement. So never underestimate that stretch that a tight end or a tackle or a guard may be creating. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. Alrighty guys, as you guys can see, Jason Peters' day is done. 68, Matt Fournier is back in the game. But I do want to still show you guys this play. This is actually a really nice job here by Tyler Smith to close the gap here to number 51. One of the things 51 did earlier in the game was he made contact with the left tackle, and he was able to beat the left tackle. In this play, the left tackle is going to get out of his stance, but really close the gap. So as you guys see, he's going to get out of his stance. He's going to go left. He's going to close the gap, and he's going to make contact with the defensive end here. Of course, the defensive end is going to try to swat that hand down, and it doesn't work this time. All right, you see Tyler Smith do a great job grabbing on, getting a grip, and ultimately just stopping this defensive end. It's a nice job. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. Alrighty guys, with that being said, I am going to end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed the quick breakdown of Jason Peters and Tyler Smith together for the most part. I think they did a great job, and I think they're going to be a great left tackle, left guard duo. And I do think the Cowboys should start Peters at left guard for the rest of the season, or at least until Tyron Smith gets healthy. At that point, you can make the decision on what you want to do. But I would be very hesitant to moving Tyler Smith out of that left tackle spot, because he does too many good things at left tackle, and you really don't want to slow that development down. The guy's held it down, to be honest. And this is just another play where you see him take a defensive end, make contact, and stretch his ass out. Look at that. He takes him off the screen. This is what you want to see, right? So he does so many good things. So I think Tyler Smith should stay at left tackle. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.